Welcome in, come meet my Bristol bro. Anything from this to that, my Bristol bro. So nice to introduce my Bristol bro. Anyone from him to her, my Bristol bro. Work with these hands, you see this hard form. Say with your chest, my pen is hardcore. Even at my desk, feel like a star-lord. And it shows how much we give it all for. Now it's time to give them all an encore. Till it's back to the chalkboard. Welcome in, come meet my Bristol bro. Anything from this to that, my Bristol bro. So nice to introduce my Bristol bro. Anyone from him to her, my Bristol bro.
Welcome in, everybody. It's another Tuesday, which means you're here to hang out with your Bristol bros, Sam and James. Sam is currently backstage because I wanted to bring him on here proper. I consider this guy to be one of the hardest working guys in comics, but I'm a little biased. He's done umpty dozen Kickstarters since we have been cohorts, partners in crime here on Bristol Bros. And today marks the eve of White Line Deadline 2. It will be launching on Kickstarter tomorrow. Mr. Sam McClurg is in the house. What's up, buddy?
Brother, we're out here hustling.
And just, I got to give you full screen because look at you. Beautiful shirt.
Oh, you got to check out the Batman and the Joker
surfing.
And I got my Hey Arnold hat on.
There you go.
Yeah. 90s kid at heart.
Looking good, man. Looking good. So are you amped? Are you excited? You've been working tirelessly at this thing for months now.
Yeah. So I originally wrote Deadline, like the whole series, like a year ago now.
Yeah.
'Cause I did that when I was in SVS with Jake Parker and Sean Crystal, and I was studying with them last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. So it's like I've officially started like drawing a part 2 probably like 3 months ago or so, I want to say. And yeah, it took me a little bit longer rather than like the first issue to get this one done, and mainly for the reason that I was spending more time on my pages. The first book, I was working full time and making comics full time, so
Yeah.
I wasn't spending I was spending the same amount of time on my pages, but they weren't like like actual like good hours spent on them.
Mm-hmm.
They were just kind of like, I need to get this page done because I want to make comics, you know what I mean?
Right.
So now I'm actually able to like dedicate my full time and attention to the comics. So the pages have grown exponentially with the quality because I'm able to spend 3 days on a page rather than trying to crank it out in a day because I'm so constrained by time.
For sure, yeah. And part of that's due to maybe a blessing in disguise with the layoff and everything, and getting to kind of get that little push of being quote unquote forced into doing comics full time now.
Yeah, I actually watched an interview recently with Jim Carrey, and he was talking about when he was growing up, like his parents and his friends and everything like that were giving him shit for his career path that he wanted to take with doing stand-up comedy. It was kind of where he started and everything like that.
Right.
And he had framed it in a way that he's like, hey, my dad had a secure job and got laid off numerous times, like working for somewhere for 30 years and got laid off, like it didn't matter, never got to see his pension, so on and so forth. So he's like, I'd rather fail at doing something that I'm passionate about and I love doing, rather than failing and losing that secure job and making money for Joe Schmo CEO. So it's like that's also the way that I saw it.
Yeah. And the perk has been, like you said, you're just getting to put in all that much more time into your work. And I got a feeling though, it's got to feel a little anticlimactic for you, because now it's like you're kind of closing the chapter on White Line, because this is going to be the story is complete at this point, right? Or at least the initial story you had intended to tell was these 2 parts.
I have one more to go. So yeah, originally it was a 4-part miniseries, and to be honest with you, that's what I've been promoting it as.
Yeah.
behind the scenes, just for everybody to the nose, more on the process side of things, the comics themselves were only going to be 24 pages a pop, and then I bumped them up to 30 pages a piece. So then, of course, throughout doing that through the 4 books that I was going to be making, that shrunk down the page count for the 4th book.
Right.
And I had that conversation with you. I was like, hey, do I still make this a 4-part miniseries and add like 15 more pages to make it a complete book?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but then if I'm adding these, 10 or 15 pages, I'm like, that's what they are. They're just additions. And like, I don't want them to be viewed that way. So I'm like, I'm just going to end up making the 3rd and final issue be even more expanded. So it's going to end up being like 45 pages probably is my estimation on it. So it's going to be a little bigger. And my comics in general are already 30 pages, and then you get 20 pages of bonus material. So it's about 50 pages total. So then the 3rd issue is going to be like 60 plus pages, probably, all things considered. So
yeah, you get more than your money's worth. And you also get some epic variant covers and pinups and things. So, we'd be remiss not to mention our buddy Yevgeny's cover on there.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Kickstarter pulled up here, so I mean, whenever you're ready, I can share my screen and we can flip through
Yeah,
it to show
let's
everybody
do
can
it, man.
see
Let's
it,
show
'cause you haven't even
everybody.
seen it yet either. So
I haven't seen it, yeah, because I only get to see the little pre-launch deal.
yeah,
We'll give
yeah.
everybody a
So
peek behind the curtain what they're going to be seeing tomorrow, right?
yeah, I sent this stuff to I sent my pages to Jim Rugg, and he gave me feedback on them. And I remember that one day you were like, "Brother, you look tired," and I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, because I spent the last like 8 hours all night like editing pages because Jim
yeah.
Rugg was like, "This one's fucked up. This one's
You
fucked up."
redid a lot of stuff.
So I went back and I redid all of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sent him my Kickstarter this morning, and he looked it through and sent me feedback, and he's like, "This looks incredible." So it's
That's
like
great.
I got the seal of approval from Jim Rugg. So that's
You
all that
get
matters.
that, man. That's like the gold seal
Yeah.
to put on there. Yeah, why don't you fire your screen share up, and we'll put it up here for everybody. And guys, make sure if you have any questions in the chat, make sure to ask Sam. I'm gonna put the your website on here for everybody. Of course, it's in your name too. So just sammcclurg.com. I already put the link for the Kickstarter up for you guys. So now we're going to give you guys a peek behind the curtain here at the Kickstarter. I'm going to add this to the stage. We're going to go full screen here on that. Let me pull that up, full screen layout. And let's see if I can maximize it. No, that does that. I think that's as big as it'll make it when we do this. So it's plenty good though.
Yep. All right. Well, this is so this is the campaign for White Line Deadline Part 2. So this trailer here that's at the start,
next up we have one of our own
Ink Pulp Live when they promoted my comic. So doing a little bit of selfless promotion from the Ink Pulp dudes.
Beautiful.
As the trailer there for the Kickstarter, because it's like, hey, you got Jim Mahfood and Sean Crystal pitching your comic. It's like you use it.
And the elusive Jamie Woods edits was there also on camera.
I love Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie's one of my favorite people.
That's awesome.
All right, so White Line Deadline. So this is part 2, and like I was saying just earlier, I ended up editing when I was in the middle of editing this. I decided that I'm gonna roll it down into a 3-part miniseries. Still the same amount of comics. Actually, you're getting more pages in the long run than it being just the 4-part miniseries. Or just less comics, more pages. It sounds ridiculous, but that's just how it kind of played out. So kind of the biggest things that we have here. So it's going to be a 29-page story. I always do a forward and an afterword. I always put in my thumbnails and my scripts. So I'll go through, I'll scan all of my notebooks and add all that stuff in towards the back end of the book for bonus material, pinups and cover galleries. And then I'll have thank yous and credits. And then it's going to be about 50 pages total, all things considered.
Nice.
So these are going to be kind of like the preview of the comic. So this is the opening splash page to the book. So this is something that I started fucking around with in the last comic that I was doing, mainly because I was looking at a bunch of Jack Kirby.
Do a little collage work.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I I did this as a test before I even started drawing White Line, and I sent it to Russell, who's in our chat right now, Russell Brown,
Right.
Audacity, and he's like, I asked him, like, does this work for you? And he's like, yeah, I think this works, and it's actually like a cool aesthetic. I think you should go for it. So I sent it to David Omar Lopez, another good friend of mine, and he's like, Kirby collage. And I was like, all right, so you already know what I'm going for. So it's like, I hit the nail on the head. So I was like, I don't need to, try to get other people's approval for it. Cause if you already knew what it was before I had to tell you what I was going for, we're on the right path here.
Absolutely.
So then as what I was doing, I literally took a photo of San Francisco. I printed it out, cut it out, pasted it onto a piece of Bristol board, and then I went back and I drew over top of all of the buildings, over all of the cars, and then the sky, everything. That's all screen tone, and the clouds. Yeah, they're just it's like a razor just getting scraped across the screen tone.
It turned out really cool.
And this is another page. So this is something that I'm going to start doing in my comics with establishment shots, is using like the Fumetti and the whole thing that this also came from is I did that poster for the Ink Pulp tour for them.
Right.
And I cut out a photo of them and put it onto the poster to kind of make it look like an old hardcore, like punk poster from like the 70s and 80s, So that's kind of where this aesthetic kind of came from. So this is the same thing. This is a random ass house that I found in Daly City in California. Daly City is a suburb of San Francisco for people that aren't aware. And this was one of the pages that Jim Rugg gave me feedback on, because as you can see, I went back and I did a lot of drawing on top of this page, and like I went back and did screen tone for the clouds and everything like that. That did not look like this. It was actually completely just like a photo, and like the background was blank. And I just didn't notice it. And Jim Rugg was like, well, you went and you drew on top of this one, but you didn't draw on top of this one.
Right.
Weird thing. So then that was one of the pages that I went back and redid. And then he told me to like, hey, maybe you should draw underneath the building to show that you can fucking draw it.
Yeah, I like that. That transition is cool, going from the photo stat to that.
Yeah. So then I sat and I drew that building down. Just tons of screen tones, and this is just another big splash page that I did. This page took me forever to fucking draw. Like this was like probably took me a week or so to do. A lot of cars. Perspective is a big thing. So this is one of the main characters, Hawker, kind of walking across the street. He's actually walking to this house over here is where this is kind of where he's going.
Yeah.
And canonically, I don't like, this isn't in Daly City, this is San Francisco, but I'm kind of getting loose with it. You know what I mean? Just for it to be more scenic, because it's like Daly City, it's straight up, it's just a suburb, and that's not really exciting for background. Right. So playing with it a little bit, but yeah, that's Alcatraz out in the background there. I drew a lot of cars in this comic. It's like, that was one of the things that I had to do, because I wanted to force myself to draw this stuff because I wasn't drawing it to begin with. So I'm like, I'm going to put a comic in San Francisco to make myself, to draw buildings and to draw cars and all that kind of stuff. So this is the characters. They're kind of having a conversation here about, in this story anyways, in White Line. In the first book, the stakes were kind of set. Porter got into a bad drug deal, and the drug lord of San Francisco, is basically like, hey buddy, like, you owe me money. Now you're in debt to me. So it's like, you have to pay me off, or, I'm going to kill you, basically.
Yeah.
So in the first book, Porter calls Hawker back out of retirement, and then, they have to pay off Snow. So now in this issue, they're trying to, rack up money and get more coke to pay off Snow. So they get intel from one of their buddies that there's like a rival drug lab that popped up in the city, and they got to go over there and shut it down and basically like ransack the place and steal all of the supply and money and everything like that. And that's what they're going to try to use to help pay off Snow. So that's like a big set piece in the comic, is them breaking into like a building and ransacking it.
Yeah.
So this is them kind of like talking about like, hey, we need to go break into this place. But Hawker, when he's walking across the street, like a big chunk, there's probably like 10 pages like in between these two that were missing. But he walks goes over to that building, kind of scopes it out. And as he's walking back, he realizes that he's getting watched by like an FBI van. And I actually sent you a photo of that van that I drew, the Bristol.
Yeah, that was great.
Van.
Yeah.
So that's a surveillance van that the FBI is actually hanging out in, and they're watching the duo. So like they're being watched by the FBI. So he gets back to the truck and he's like, "Hey buddy, like we're being watched." And Porter's like, "Don't worry about it. I got this." And he pulls out a little Zippo lighter because he's gonna fucking blow a car up.
Yeah.
And then I did a little Zippy reference. One of my favorite underground comics. Put Zippy on the Zippo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you always got to have the references in there.
Yep.
So this is one of the pages that I was like the most proud of with how it turned out. I wanted to really mess around with a DeLuca effect. That's something that I saw the kayfabe dudes would talk about all the time. And if for people that don't know, DeLuca effect is something that you can do in comics to where you can show either like the passage of time, or like maybe like the passage of like an object or whatever, for example. So I'm kind of using DeLuca effect here to kind of, the illusion that he's sneaking. So that's what that kind of is. And this is actually animation reference that I used to draw this.
Oh, I dig it.
Yeah, so I that's where I pulled that from. And there he is going off to sneak up to the cart, and then stuffs the the rag up inside the gas can to blow it up. And then again, it's like another break of like 10 pages or so.
That next page is cool.
Yeah, and then they actually break into the lab and they start busting it up, and he's like, "Fuck it, let's torch this place." And they start throwing Molotovs inside the building to torch it up. So this is like the first Molotov that they throw.
I like how that bottle turned out.
Yeah, it's a combination of paint and screen tone.
Yeah.
I bought white and black Posca markers, so I drew that with markers and then I screen toned over top of it. So I've been messing around with paint a little more, and that's what that is too. It's paint. So getting a little crafty. And then this is just one of the explosions that's in the book, just a big ass explosion, and kind of makes them look like they're just kind of like a texture, I guess. I don't know how to look at it. But yeah, so that's kind of like the 10 pages I kind of have here in the preview. And like I said, the comic itself is 30 pages. So
Yevgeny says, "Let's go."
My man.
And Mark says, "That's a dope splash." Yes,
love you, Mark.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so we got our covers here. So I actually have not shown this off yet, I don't think.
Sweet.
So this is my cover for White Line, and to give you perspective on how long ago I drew this back in November.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, so I had this done a while ago. And I just got caught up just working on other things, like you're aware. Like I was selling my home and kind of moving and kind of a bunch of things going on.
You had a few life changes happening at the time.
And for other people, I guess they don't know, I'm also in the process of working on 3 other books currently. So I'm going to be in the process of like basically every 2 to 3 months, I'm going to have a Kickstarter active. So buckle up, folks.
Yep, it's gonna be a wild ride.
I'm gonna be like a church and buggy for money. All right, so yeah, so this was I think I drew this back in November. It was a ton of fun.
More screen tone and it's white paint.
All screen toned, all white paint. My girlfriend is the one that laid the color down on this for me.
Oh, that turned out great. I was gonna ask you about the color.
Yeah, so like I did like the flats on it, but she did the coloring on it. I guess for anybody out there that doesn't know, I'm colorblind, so color is a challenge for me, especially blue and greens. Like I can't see them, period. So it's very hard for me to color things. I can't fucking see it. So
what about the framing device, that pattern?
That's screen tone.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so I drew this, I bordered it out, and then I have like a full 11x17 sheet of screen tone, and I laid it down, and then I just cut out the border and stamped it down.
That turned out really cool.
Yeah, it's in a deleter set. It's in one of their pattern sets. I don't remember what the number is on it, but they have a couple of different pattern sets that they sell, and that's what it came out of.
Yeah.
And then here we go. We got Johnny Ryan.
Yeah, Mr. Johnny Ryan.
So it's kind of crazy to me because Johnny Ryan's like one of my favorite cartoonists, just period. And he's, one of like my inspirations just for my cartooning and like subject matter. And Fat Pussy was a comic that I made based off of his comic Fat Cop. So he's a big influence of mine. And we had him on our show a couple months back, and me and him just kind of hit it off, and we've been chatting back and forth. And I had him do a cover for me, so it's kind of crazy that I was able to
be a little bit of surreal in nature for you there.
Yeah, it really was. And I know that just in nature that Johnny Ryan is kind of like a polarizing figure with just, you know, his comics, and he just doesn't have a filter and doesn't care, and I get that.
Right.
And it's not for everybody, but you know, for me personally, it's like I said, like I love his cartooning, and he's one of my favorite cartoonists periods. Like I'm a big Fantagraphics guy, and it's like obviously a vast majority of his stuff is published through Fantagraphics, so it's like it's wild to me that I got Johnny on a cover. And then
straight up just shooting some terrorists in the face there.
Yeah, pretty much. He sent this to me black and white, and he told me he's like, take a swing at coloring it. So I did the flats on it, and then my girlfriend went back over top of it and like redid the coloring job on it.
Awesome that she's collabing with you on some of this stuff.
Yeah, I kind of told her she doesn't have a choice, and she kind of got thrown into
putting her to work
industry.
Yeah.
Well, because I kind of laughed because Heroes just announced, you know, all of our table numbers and everything, and her name is on my table number because she's gonna be sitting there with me, and I was like, how does that feel? And she's just kind of like taken back by it, and I was like, you don't have a choice, like you're in comics.
She's
like,
in.
You're in.
It's official.
Sorry. Yeah. So and she does she helps me out with everything, like sticker designs, getting the stickers made, t-shirt designs. Like she was downstairs earlier today, like pressing t-shirts for me.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's great having that support system.
You got to.
Oh, I recognize that name.
And then
Mr. Yevgeny.
Yeah, the one and only Yevgeny Sokolov, dude. Like incredible, right? Like what else can you say? It's insane illustration, just insane.
Yep. And he drew my car, so you know, I get royalties.
Yeah. But dude, it
turned out so good.
Yeah, like there's just the slate of covers that we have on this book is
just
nuts.
The covers alone are nuts.
Yeah,
Michael Gardner says, "Damn."
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy stuff. And then we got some pinups here.
Oh, Brett Wood. I just started following him today.
Good. Yeah. So me and Brett are working on a book together, actually.
Sweet.
So got more to come on that. But yeah, Brett's a good friend of mine, also from Columbus. So me and him are both Columbus cats. I just love his art. Like he has a very unique art sensibility.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I pinned him on to do the comic that I'm making is because he always draws like food. And I'll let you know what I'm working on, obviously behind the scenes a little bit, because it's way too early to kind of make it public, but it has to do with like food and whatnot.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, Brett would be like the perfect guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah. So got him to do a pinup, and then Elliot Wright here, Lost Boy Comics, had him do a pinup for me as well. He does a book called Hellbound, pretty cool horror comic.
Yeah, I'm digging that light and shadow play with the gray in there.
Yeah, his inking is really cool, and it's hard to see on the Kickstarter, but like he does like all of this like this stuff isn't like this is all cross-hatched. It's hard to tell because it's so zoomed out, but like when you look at it, like or go to his Instagram, like look at his art.
Yeah,
it has like cross-hatching on it, and it just like makes you feel uneasy when you look at it, just because it's kind of like it just looks dirty. I don't know how else to describe it. And then my buddy ECE. So I think he's done pinups in pages for everything I've done except for like the very first anthology. But besides that, him and Brett both have pretty much contributed to every project I've ever done.
That's like straight up manga style.
Yeah, dude can draw his ass off.
Yeah.
He's super talented. He's a really good dude as well. His name on Instagram is kind of wild. It's like SPC something, a bunch of numbers. I don't know, but if you type in ECE, that's his name, it'll pop up. Hell of a cartoonist.
Yeah, I want to say I just started following him too because it popped up as a recommendation.
Yeah, he's done stuff, like I said, in every comic that I put out except for like the first anthology. Not a lot of people jumped in on that one, obviously, because it was like, who the hell is this guy? What's he doing?
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, sick drawing. He also sent this to me inverted, so you know some of this is black and like the white's flip flopped. I'm kind of
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know which version I want to use because they both look awesome.
Yeah.
But
then we got the kayfabe champ.
Yep, kayfabe champ, Daniel Deville. He wanted to do kind of like a play on like the title of the comic to kind of make it like a movie pulp like poster kind of.
Yep.
So yeah, I just got a Hawker and Porter down here in like a speedboat, just gunning down like a cocaine monster.
Oh my goodness! Only as he could do it.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Shout out to kayfabe.
Yeah, the pinups are right up there with the covers, man.
Yeah, they're incredible. And then our boy Mark Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mark is like one of my favorite working cartoonists right now. Like straight up, like I would put him probably in like a top like 5 cartoonists for me right now. Like I love his art; it's incredible.
Mark says these covers are great.
Yeah,
sure.
And Mark Jackson he's also just a really good dude. He does a lot for comics and teaching comics to kids and everything like that.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So if you guys aren't following Mark, you know, make sure that you go and follow him. I think he's Mark Mix Comics on Instagram.
Yep.
But yeah, he's one of my favorite cartoonists. Super unique art, and my exposure to him was actually he did a pinup in Urasaka as well, Maudie King's comic. So that's how I ended up meeting him, because I was like, you know, me and you both did a pinup in that comic. He's like, no shit. I was like, yeah. So that was kind of like our touchstone to each other, and then we kind of just hit it off from there. But yeah, dude, I love his art. It's incredible.
And this next thing is one of the things I think is the coolest is the soundtrack. I saw it.
Yeah. So this, folks, was a project in of itself. This thing took me like 10 weeks to do, and I was working full time, making the book, and also recording the soundtrack. For anybody that doesn't know, I went to school for sound engineering and music production. I've been a musician for a majority of my life. I play multiple instruments, so it's a big passion of mine. So basically, is what I'm saying is this wasn't AI, it wasn't generated. It was, and I even gone as far to say to do like this was recorded live. No studio editing, like bullshit going on. Like this is about as raw can get for the most part. Obviously you have to do a little bit of studio trickery to get it to work, but for the most part though, yeah, this is all just straight recorded live. We composed the songs, hired some musicians, we went and recorded them. I was the producer on the soundtrack, and then my buddy Martin engineered and composed the majority of the material. So White Line Deadline. So this was, again, it was just a big project that I wanted to do for the comic, because Jim Mahfood did the Arachnid Enforcer theme song, and he had just done a theme song. And I wanted to do something like that. So then I reached out to my buddy Amato, who actually did a ink pulp like mixtape song. I don't know how else you describe it, but he took a bunch of sound clips and everything like that from like the Ink Pulp podcast and put them into like a drum and bass song.
Oh, cool.
And it was awesome, dude. So I made the mental note to myself to be like, oh yeah, this dude knows what he's doing. So I could put that into my back pocket when the time came. I was like, hey Amato, you want to work together? And so we did the one song, and then I got a little more ambitious. I was like, hey, like we should do a full soundtrack. And he was like, I don't have it in me to do that. So I was like, whatever. So then I hit the streets and made a whole record happen.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, I recorded a full 6 tracks. And then it's going to be $20 for the cassette. The cassette itself, as you can see, I pressed it onto a cassette. So that's the gimmick, I guess, behind the whole thing. And that's going to be available on the Kickstarter. It's going to be $20 for the cassette. It was pressed on a fluorescent pink cassette, and then it got put into a fluorescent orange case. And then the back of the case, as you can see, it's also pink. So it's a pink and orange motif to kind of go with the comic. And then the sides of the cassette are side white line and then side dead line. I don't want to talk about how long it took me to design and format this this cassette art, but dude, it was a nightmare.
I remember
Like,
you sending me some little previews and things.
dude, I went through, I'm not even joking, probably like 200 labels worth of
Yeah.
stuff trying to get it to work, and I was beating my head up against a wall, and I finally figured it out. So yeah, this was a project in of itself, just with the comic. Extremely proud with it and how it turned out.
Now these are limited to only 40 physical cassettes, right?
That's correct. Yeah, just 40 cassettes, period. There will be a digital download that you can purchase, and the download will be $10.
Okay.
And then the download also has Amato's theme song included on it. I could not put the theme song on the cassette because it was not mixed properly. So to get a
Oh,
little bit of
gotcha.
inside baseball for music production with people, when you make a record, you have to mix and master it to whatever it is being played on. So you
Right.
have to mix and master a record multiple times. So it's like you have to mix and master it for CD, mix and master it for radio, mix and master it for mobile, mix and master for cassette, mix and master for vinyl, so on and so forth. So you have to do it multiple times over. Amato did it digitally, didn't mix and master it for cassette, and I didn't have the time to go back and mix and master it myself. So I opted to just make it in the digital version. Anybody that buys the cassette, as you can see, it comes with the digital download. So on the inside of the cassette, for anybody that doesn't know, here, I'll grab this here real quick.
Yeah. And I'm going to encourage everybody to run to Goodwill and find a Walkman in case if you're not OG like me and still have a cassette player laying around, you gotta be able to play this as it's intended.
But let's see here. Give me myself here. Blow me up. Blow me up. There we go.
There you are.
I'm going to cover this up, but this is the inside of the cassette.
Oh, cool.
So I put a label in here, and then it has all the credits for everybody that worked on the record. And then I have my thank you notes, but then right underneath my finger here is a QR code to the digital download.
Now I know why you're covering it.
Yeah. So
you know how people are. Yoink.
Yep. Yeah, so I created a digital version for everybody. So even if you buy the cassette, you still have access to the digital version.
Nice.
Yeah, so that way you get the best of both.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
All right. And then tomorrow, once you get access to it, you guys can go through. I put 2 of the 6 tracks up for free, so that way you can listen to it and get a good sample. The songs are about 4 minutes a piece, so the runtime on the actual cassette itself is 22 and a half minutes.
So it's quite legit. I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, like I wasn't messing around when I was making this.
Yeah.
So it
like you said, whole project in and of itself.
Yeah.
So Mark says number 8 track tier.
No, 8 didn't do an 8 track. Sorry. But yeah, like if you guys are into jazz, like myself personally, like I am more of a hardcore, punk, a hip hop guy.
I never would have guessed.
I like jazz at a very much at like a surface level. And I started appreciating it when I had to go to school, because my professor was like, you got to learn jazz if you're going to begin playing in ensembles and whatnot. And I did. I had to learn how to play jazz.
Yeah.
So I kind of gained an appreciation for it. And the way that I phrased this record, I made a jazz record for people that do not like jazz.
Okay.
So I sent this to West Coast Dave as like a touchstone to be like, hey, do you like this? Would you listen to this? And he's like, this is actually really good. And he enjoyed it.
That's good.
He hates jazz. So it's like, I was like, all right. So
good litmus test there then.
Yeah. And like I said, I have the 2 tracks on there for you, so you can kind of get a sample of what's there. But it's scratching the surface of like, the music that's on the record. I'm super proud of it.
Yeah. Oh, we got our buddy Ed Lillian here. He says, congrats, awesome rewards. Jazz is awesome. See, he's a jazz fan, so he'll be delighted.
Thanks, dude. And then like I said, the theme song that Amato made for me, he goes by Fibonacci Frequencies. That's kind of like his band name or what stage name, whatever you want to say. So so that way you can go and listen to that. And like I said, that's free. It's up on SoundCloud. So if you want to go listen to that, you can download it there and do it. But otherwise, it is going to be included in the digital download. So if you buy the digital download or if you buy the cassette, you'll have access to the file and have that available to download as well that way.
Awesome.
All right, so then we got our stretch goals here. So at 1,300, that's going to be fully funded. So the last comic I did $1,100 and I made just under 1,300. And then I did not have, you know, the covers that I have on this one, and then as well I didn't have the cassette, so I kind of had to bump up the pricing a little bit. And then plus, folks, you know, the economy isn't where it was last October, so unfortunately, you know, prices did have to go up. They went up a handful of dollars.
Still super getting bang for your buck, man. It's the cassette alone. I mean,
it is like, to give perspective to people, like, it was not cheap for me to produce that record, and it 100% was a labor of love. So I'm hoping that it's successful, because like I want to continue to make soundtracks for my comics. So if it's something that's successful and it hits, you know, I'm gonna continue to make them, and I can make them. It's like I have keys to the studio at the university here, so it's like I can go in there and I can record for like a discount, but it still ain't cheap.
Still costs money,
it's like it's just under like $500 for me to do just, you know, 4 or 5 songs. So and that's not including pressing it and getting the manufacturing side done. That's just music production. So not cheap, folks.
No.
And then just all the collaborators that I had on here that helped me out with the book, either pinups, covers, so on and so forth. Just everybody on here.
Got our buddy Stand Up Dan on there too.
Yeah, he helped me out a ton with the music manufacturing side of things. He was the first person that I reached out to, because I was like, he owns a record label, right? So it's like, why not ask one of my buddies that owns a record label about music production? Like the actual, you know, I shouldn't say like music production, but because obviously I went to school for that, but I mean like the manufacturing side of things, like actually getting it pressed and like distributed and everything, and he helped me out a ton with that. So shout out to Dan.
I feel this description of yourself is very appropriate. The king of hustle.
That's just a moniker that people gave me, man. And so
it's so fitting.
With it. Sean Crystal was probably the first person that ever called me that, and then it's just kind of stuck. And people, I get called the king of hustle, or Professor McClurg I get called too. And that comes from people in SVS that I was with, because I was spitting all kinds of knowledge to people when I was in there, and people were like, dude, like, you know, just the most random shit. Like, I was like, so, you know, so it's just one of those things. I don't know. It's like, I've been making comics for about a year or some change now, but, so I'm fairly new to the whole process of things. So it's just kind of wild to me that it's like, I get the recognition that I'm getting, and don't get me wrong, like,
it's because of your drive and your consistency though.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I understand like why that is, but you know, at the same time though, it's still kind of like blows my mind a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, and then this is the back cover to the book. I just kind of used that as the photo of myself.
Nice.
So let me go over here and grab this here real quick. I can show you, because the inspiration behind that, here it is. I'll show you real quick, because I just want to show people that it's like, just because you're making comics doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stop just at making comics, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, obviously I was doing the soundtrack, added that into my repertoire for what I love doing, but I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan.
Oh, there you go.
Probably my favorite director, and this is a soundtrack of like all of his movie scores. And this is called High Anxiety. High Anxiety was one of his movies, but this just happens to be the name of the record as well. So then that's where I pulled that from, was this record.
That's great.
So
good homage.
You got to pull inspiration from everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I saw that and I was like, I'm going to use this one day. And
there we are. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of what's there for that stuff. And then, in terms of add-ons and all that kind of stuff, dude, I have tiers out the wazoo and add-ons out the wazoo.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude. Like, and this is something that I want people to also know. It's like I do all this shit by myself.
Yeah.
It is a ton of work, and it's like, and most people have like helpers and teams of people that do this stuff for them. No, brother, this is all just me. So it's like,
says, wow.
yeah. So it's like people, it's like send me some love and some support because like
Yeah.
I am dying working.
He's
over
running
here.
low on sleep. And he's working his butt off, guys.
Yeah, so I'll have a white line one, I'll have the PDF, and then as well I'll have like the physical copy available. I will have all of my stencils on there, so like my halftone stencils, my gradient stencils, I'll have my circle guides on there. The sticker pack that I did, the first issue with my characters.
He said it. He says everything but that sexy cover by me.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah,
true.
appreciate it. Yeah, literally all of my comics, everything that I produce up. The thing that I offer though on my Kickstarter that you don't get on my website typically is I will bundle things up so that you can get them discounted. So that way, if you do end up buying all of my circle guides, like you get like $2 off, for example. And these things are only $4 a piece. So you're basically getting one for free. You see what I'm saying?
Sweet. Yeah.
So there are incentives to kind of support me on my Kickstarters.
And you still got some of the Brandon Paul cover.
Yeah, so I ended up having to I did a small print of 10.
Nice.
So
okay.
On Brandon Paul's cover, I did 10, and then I still had some left over of these. And I think Russell's cover, I think I have like 6, maybe 7 copies of these left, and then I'm probably gonna end up having to print them for when I sell them because I'm gonna be taking comics with me to Heroes next week.
Oh yeah.
Too. So yeah, tons of stuff, but yeah, I'll have those available, and I think I have these. Excuse me, I think I have these limited to 10. So
they're only go
10
quick.
of like the variants from the first book, because like these things cost me a shitload of money to print covers because like you have to print up a whole other book, and then you have to pay taxes on them, and then you have to pay shipping on it. So it's like it's just more cost that I have to incur. So it's like once these go, they're go. I'm not going to print any more of them. So.
Yeah, all right. People definitely need to grab those.
And then, of course, you'll have all of the different variant covers that you'll be able to do as add-ons. And then all of the different shirts that I've made throughout time. And then as well, as you can see, there is a secret tier, folks.
Secret.
So if you are on my Patreon, this is a tier that is open to my Patreon members right now. So I am going to have a shirt at Heroes Con that's going to be exclusive to the convention. And I'm going to be selling it for $30 at the convention, and the Patreon members are going to be able to get it here. You can see for $25, and they have access to get it. So if they can't go to the Heroes Con, they have access to buy the exclusive T-shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I have some original art. I actually shared this Wolverine on Discord earlier today on the Ink Pulp Discord, but I drew this up to do a sticker design, and I'll show off the stickers because one of the stretch goals for the book is the very first stretch goal, $1,300 fully funded. Everybody gets a free sticker pack. It's 5 stickers I made up. Get that for free, and then the next stretch goal I think is $1,600, and everybody gets an iron-on patch once we get that goal. So yeah, I got original art on there. I did a Wolverine, Pal Peralta Ripper that I did, and then this slime monster. So when I first started my YouTube channel, like a year and a half ago now, almost 2 years ago now, I was drawing all of my thumbnails by hand because I was trying to be crafty and be like, ooh, I want to be different. And yeah, that did not work out because that took up way too much time. It lasted maybe like 4 or 5 videos, and I was like, I ain't doing this anymore.
Yeah.
So this was one of the thumbnails that I drew for Japan Book Hunter. Did a collab video with him. He sent me some books, and this was, like I said, it was a while ago. So this was the artwork for that. So it kind of has a attachment to Japan Book Hunter, if you're a fan of his.
Very cool.
Yeah, so Beetlejuice thing that I did, Powerpuff Girls art that I did, Zorak art that I did, big Space Ghost fan. Terminator X, of course, love Public Enemy. That's just a Terminator X drawing that I did.
That Venom looks sick.
Yeah, dude, got my Venom there for you.
Yeah.
And then this is the cover for Sensational #1. So this was that first anthology that I did. This is one of the very rare pieces, folks, that is out 11x17. All of my art, for the most part, as you can see, is on 9x12s. So when I first started making comics, I was drawing on 11x17, and then I quickly found out that that takes way too much time to fill up an 11x17 page. So then I jumped, because Ed Piskor was the one that suggested in one of the kayfabe videos that he jumped when he started drawing Red Room. He had jumped to 9x12s because like 11x17s, with the amount of detail they had to draw on pages, it was just taking way too much time to fill up a page.
Yeah,
so he jumped to 9x12s, and I jumped to 9x12s, taking that advice, and it changed up a lot, dude. Just being able to get things done way faster.
Yeah, and Matteo's doing 1-to-1 now as well. He did all the Fourth Father that way.
Yep. So highly recommend to do that for anybody out there that is working on larger pieces, to try to shrink it down onto a smaller page, because it does save you a shitload of time.
Yeah.
So that's one of the very rare pieces. That's I accidentally hit the back button, but that's one of the very rare pieces. That's 11x17 that I have for available to sell. And to be honest with you, that is the only thing that I have left that is 11x17. Everything else that was 11x17 is gone. It's been sold. So that's it. That's the last thing that I have.
Nice. Okay. So that's super rare.
Yeah, pretty much. And then all of the reward tiers, I don't know if it'll break it down in this. It doesn't, it looks like, really. So you'll have to actually like click in to look at the different here we go. So yeah, we got PDF 2, the cover, that cover, and then we have White Line Deadline, the duo. So what I ended up doing was I did part 1, and only in my cover, because like I said, the variant covers for part 1 are very limited.
Right.
And then part 2, you can choose your variant, so that way you can just choose whatever cover you want. There isn't any restrictions behind that at all. And then Sensationalized. So this is basically all of my comics that you can grab. So this is going to be White Line 1, White Line 2, and then all 4 of my anthologies. There isn't any of like the sketchbooks or like any of like the weird zines or anything like that I've made. Those are kind of like, they were ones and dones. You know, I made them and they were published, and that was it. Like I might, have no interest in going back and remaking zines, but
yeah, no kidding.
This is everything. And then as well, I try to give a discount on my Kickstarter to incentivize people to buy them on the Kickstarter rather than getting from me directly, so that way it supports the Kickstarter, help that to get funded, the funding put there rather than put onto my website and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Variant Fever. So this is just all 3 of the variants wrapped up for you there. And then the retailer tier. And this is, again, something that I try to incentivize for retailers. A vast majority of the retailers that I work with, I sell my books to them at wholesale, which is 50% off. You can't do that on a Kickstarter, because if you price their books at 50% off, then literally everybody would just buy those.
Yep.
So obviously a wholesale model really doesn't necessarily work on Kickstarter, and that's something that like I know Sean and Jim Mahfood and all those dudes are also trying to solve. Like, how do you figure out the retailer tiers and all that kind of stuff? So basically, I'm like, I'll do 6 books. I think that's a good number for like a retailer to have. It's not a bunch.
Sure.
It's not a little. And then I gave 2 of the books for free, and then a little bit of a discount off that 3rd book. So like you're getting like 2.5 of the books for free, essentially, rather than 3 of them for free.
Yeah, that's a great deal
at the wholesale. So that way, like you're still getting, like, you're still supporting my Kickstarter, and it's also benefiting me. And then it's not also like screwing over the other backers that could have also got it at 50%.
Yeah,
because anybody could pull the retailer tier. There isn't any verification there.
Right.
So
That's the downside to it.
But the way that I see it is, it's like, if somebody wants to buy 6 of my comics at this price, regardless if they're a retailer or not, go for it.
Yeah,
you know? So it's like, I don't care.
Pro tip.
So yeah, so that's basically the gist of everything that's there, folks. Like I said, it's like the comic obviously is the main gist of it, and then the Kickstarter or the soundtrack was also just a ton of work and also another project in of itself.
Passion project that made more work for you.
It did. I was beating my head up against the wall, dude, during some of this. Because like again, just a little bit of inside baseball. It's like I was working full time and I was also trying to make this and draw the comic at the same time. So I was working so like I was a brand ambassador for Kohler, which is like a plumbing company, right?
Yep.
And so I'm on phone calls with plumbers and other businesses and whatnot that represent Kohler to make sure that they're staying on brand with stuff. That's like what my job was. And I'm like putting customers on hold so that I could call over to the studio to be like, what the hell is going on over there? Because like I got a text from my buddy being like, things fell apart and we got something fell in this recording. So now I'm like trying to produce while also working at the same time. So like it was a nightmare, but I did.
You did it.
Like there it is, Yeah.
And here we are. Now, Sam, what time does the Kickstarter officially start tomorrow?
Yeah, so it'll go up probably 9 Central.
Okay.
So pretty early in the morning tomorrow. So yeah, I plan on launching it 9 Central. It's gonna last for 30 days, about as long as the last one did. And just so everybody knows, the book's done. So this isn't like obviously I love Jim and he's a mentor of mine, but this isn't a Jim Mahfood, hey, the book is done, you're going to get it. It's like in 8 months, the book is done. No, the book is done.
Yeah.
Like I like literally, like you guys just saw me scroll on the Kickstarter, like the lettering is on the comic, like it's done.
Yep.
I'm literally just waiting on getting money from the funding, from all the support that you guys give me, and then it's going straight to the printer. Like this isn't going to be sitting around for 6 to 8 months waiting for a comic. Like the thing is complete. So it's like as soon as I get the backers, I'll make the thank you page, get your guys' names into the books, and then it goes straight to the printer. 2 to 3 weeks goes by from the printer. I get them back into my hands, and then I'm shipping them. The last Kickstarter that I did, it ended on November 30th, and then I had every single book shipped off before the new year was done.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so it's like about a month to like for like the printing, like I said, about 2 to 3 weeks, and then it's like a week to 2 weeks worth of fulfillment for me to get books out. So all things considered, it's like the month of the Kickstarter, about 2 weeks until they cash me out, and then about another 4 weeks after that till you guys get your book. So it's like after the campaign wraps up, like you'll have books in your hands within 5-6 weeks.
Yeah. And anybody else who's ever thinking of doing a Kickstarter, and Dan's gonna echo this sentiment. He says that's the way to do it. Like, yeah, if you're thinking about doing a Kickstarter and your book is not done and you're launching your Kickstarter and making people wait months to years before it's out, like that's a good way to not get future projects backed if you're thinking you want to do other stuff. Because I know we've all fallen victim to that, where, I'm still waiting on stuff that I backed like 3 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I just used, Jim as an example, but that Kickstarter ended on October 30th. Yep. And it's June 2nd, and I still don't have that book in my hand. I mean,
yeah.
So it's like, that was 8 months ago. Where the fuck is this book at? Like, I love you, Jim, but
we're still waiting, buddy. We're still waiting.
I understand you're busy, but you made 90 grand on that Kickstarter. How about we get the ball rolling here?
That's why he can't come on Bristol Bros. He's too busy grinding, getting that thing done. He's got people breathing down his neck.
I mean, to be fair, the dude's like doing brand deals with like Bedhead and
he's got many valid excuses to not have time to hang out with us. That's for sure.
I'm coming for you, Jim.
We're gonna keep bugging him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love you.
he'll be on here. We love you, Jim. We'll get you on here soon. Well, Sam, anything else you want to share with everybody before we wrap things up? I mean, I think you covered all the bases. I want to say, like, you know, I like I said, I'm a little biased, but I'd love to see you guys go and support Sam's work, because I get the behind the scenes texts and a little peek behind the curtain of the trials and tribulations that he's going through, and I couldn't be more proud of what this guy's doing, and I would love it if you guys went out and showed him some support. And Yevgeny says the same. He says, go back Sam's project 100.
Yeah, I mean, really the only thing that I have right away is tomorrow I'm going to be on West Coast Dave's show. So every Wednesday, you know, he does his live streams. I'm going to be on there tomorrow with a couple of different creators to promote the launch of the Kickstarter, and then as well the Got Heroes Con next week. So I'm going to be on there with Raymar Brunson and Waddy Keen and a couple other creators. So it's going to be a good time. And then of course, like I said, I'm going to be at Heroes. I'm going to be there all 3 days. I'm going to have con exclusives there. So stop by the booth. And then as well, I'm going to have Dave sent me some money to give away some comics to people. So make sure that you tune into his stream tomorrow, because he's going to be doing giveaways. And the way to get the giveaways is if you come by my table and get them. So
Nice.
Yeah, and then as well, I forgot to show off real quick. Leave me full screen here, because
you're already on full screen, buddy.
I pulled these. These are the stickers that everybody's going to get for free.
I love it.
Yeah, so this was like a derpy Wolverine that I did.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Which, by the way, the game looks epic. They just released a bunch of gameplay footage.
Yeah. I'm like Wolverine, like decapitating dudes. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
I'm all in on that. Oh, look at that.
Got some Powder Toast Man action going there.
Nice.
And then I showed this off earlier, the original, but I turned it into a sticker. So we got a little bit of Zorak action going there.
You got all sorts of goodies, man.
And also showed this off, could turn it into a sticker, like I said. So I got that Wolverine there for you.
Oh, that turned out great.
Yeah, it's a cool sticker. And then last but not least, this is one of your favorite drawings that I did.
Oh, yeah.
I turned my Hellboy into a...
Love it.
To a sticker.
You nailed the Magnolia lighting on that one.
Yeah, dude. I'm not even joking. Like, I was probably like 2 months into my drawing journey when I did this.
Yeah, it's a good piece, man.
Super early. Yeah, and I still have it. And if anybody wants to buy it, it's
You still got the original?
I got the original still.
Nice.
And it's I'm gonna have it at Heroes Con. So,
well, let's everybody's showing you love in the chat here. Michael Gardner says he's definitely gonna go support it. Hero Hotel Comics says good luck, love the energy. Dan Goodwin Art says, sorry I joined late, but congrats, Sam. I hope I can score some original art in the campaign, but I'm in either way. Yeah, dude. I mean, and if there's anything that you see, Dan, or just in general, like if you want to reach out to me and buy pages from me, like you're more than welcome, because I feel weird like selling pages to a book that's not out yet. That's just like a personal thing. Yeah. So if you want to buy the pages, because I did this last time, like I let people know, like, hey, you can buy pages from me whenever you want. I just don't have it advertised. And like the last book, like I had a couple of people reach out to me and I sold a handful of pages before it was even out. So if you're interested, like I can send you photos of the raw pages if you want to buy some from me. And sweet. Generally it's like $200 for a page. If it's like has full drawing on it, and if there isn't like a ton of drawing, it'd be like $125 to like $175. It kind of depends on how much drawing is on the page. Yeah. But that's something that I try to also tell people. It's like somebody that's at my level, it's like you can buy good original art that's going to be fairly cheap, rather than, buying just a sketch cover from somebody and paying, $400 or whatever. So yeah, it's cheap original art, all things considered. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. Vic says, good luck, Sam. Great looking book. Henry Angelus says, Space Ghost. And then thumbs up from Dan. And Yev says, I'll do it just because he lives in a city of my NFL team. Get auto backing. Awesome, man. Well, listen, super proud of you. Can't wait to see things kick off and how quickly it's funded and reaches those stretch goals. I know it's going to be intense and exciting, but I have no doubt that you're going to cross the finish line on it. And just so I don't forget, now you're going to be at Heroes, so I wanted to let everybody know on the next 2 streams, those are going to be replays because I'm actually going to be on a little vacation, and then Sam's going to be gone. So we will be replaying some of the older episodes that maybe you guys missed with the guests on and everything. So the next 2 Tuesdays, Bristol Bros will not be live, and then I think great opportunity for a Heroes recap on the stream after you get back.
We actually have a guest booked.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Dan Goodwin, who's in the chat.
Hey, Dan.
So,
awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, he just booked an interview this morning. So
awesome, Dan. We're looking forward to getting you on here then. So we'll be kicking it off with a doozy once we're back live.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, buddy. Well, listen, thanks to everybody who hung out tonight. Go back Sam's Kickstarter. Gonna kick off 9 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Pacific. Go get that original art before somebody else. Make sure you get that variant cover of your liking. Dan Goodwin says, who? LOL. Awesome, guys. Listen, have a good night. And since it's Sam's party, let him kick you out of here with the bye. Oh, you blew out the audio.